I didn't plan that at all. That's awesome. All right. We have an interesting talk for you guys tonight. We have something that's been kind of kicking around for a while, and there was always this rumor that one year I was going to turn this into a talk. And it usually just gets, oh yeah, wouldn't that be funny? We talk in bars and share stories, and nothing ever fucking happens. So this was the year that I didn't expect to make CarolinaCon, and I was really upset. And then through some crazy last-minute flight patterns and a lot of booking, I bounced here like this morning, basically.
But you missed the shoot.
I missed the shoot. I suck, right? But you know, I didn't miss you. I'm here now. So you actually will be the ones who will finally get to see this mysterious fucking Mile High Club talk.
Pictures don't count.
Yeah, if you mentioned pictures, so this is not a family-friendly talk, okay? Like, we bullshit a lot, right? And we're already dropping F-bombs and penis. But like literally, I love when parents take their kids to hacker cons. I think it's fantastic. You do not have the right to be mad at me after this talk if they are still in this room. So it's like, let's fix that title slide right now. Okay. But of course, before any time I give a talk, there's always the little matter of the you drink protocol. Yes. For those who don't know, the way it works is you prepare a drink, you have it ready, you pour the drink. During the course of your talk, if you do something wrong, you have to take a drink. Also during the course of your talk, you have other drinks. If the audience participates, nice comments, good stories, short questions, the audience gets drinks. That's how this shit works, and I like to theme it, and you teach people, here is the thing that I like to drink. So we had a while, we weren't really thinking like how we're going to make this work, right? So normally, I'm a big fan of in-flight beverages, and this is an air travel talk. I basically drink two things when I'm in the sky. I'm either drinking scotch or I'm drinking ginger ale. I think the oatmeal, if anyone reads the oatmeal, said it best. Your beverage options when you're on a plane, you either have ginger ale, which has a lot of benefits. It's always on every plane. You never have to worry about it. It's tasty. It's awesome. He calls it magic sky juice. Or you have a bunch of other bullshit, which has the benefit of being fuck benefits. It's not ginger ale. So that plus scotch is what we have on our in-flight beverage service. So keep your knees out of the aisle, please. Thank you. I take mine pretty straight. You can put a splash of the ginger in there, but that's about all we're getting. So yes, indeed. This is absolutely the talk that you think it is. This is no bullshit fucking in the sky. This is the Mile High talk with a lot of stories and a lot of advice, and hopefully I'm going to turn a lot of you guys into members by listening. So I fly a lot. Like, I don't put up some of the miles that Al and other people used to before they got smart and dumped their awful jobs. But I'm on planes a lot. I have fucked on planes a lot. It gets boring up there, and when you're not sleeping, the Kindle's dead, you need something to do. I am not a small guy. Joan Jetta shirt is just a size, it is possible. It's absolutely possible. I don't care what size you are. This has been a topic that gets treated in a lot of movies and TV shows, right? If you've ever, kind of caught a reference to the Mile High Club, ha ha ha, oh yeah, Family Guy, Lois and Peter, etc. Have you ever seen a movie Choke, which was kind of a shitty film? There was a fucking crazy Mile High Club scene in that movie. It was, I told you, fucking kids shouldn't be in this room right now. No, that was solid stuff, right? There's been books and, fantasy novels about it. There's even a game, which I tried to eBay before coming here. I couldn't manage to do so. So, culturally, this joke is out there. I'm assuming everyone knows the reference. You probably knew it when you were 6. But if you're ballsy enough, what's up, Doc? Yeah, man. So that was the question. If you're ballsy enough, and the camera's not on you, folk, let's see. You can do this with. Let me see a hand if you've actually nailed someone on a plane. That's like 2 hands. 2, 3. Oh, there was one in the back, maybe.
Does the airport also count?
Yeah, man. So we want to put up much better numbers than that.
Does the plane have to be in the air?
Does the plane have to be in the air? Technicality. So who is this?
Richard Branson.
Richard Branson, yes. Famous story. Richard Branson, the air mogul. There's published stories about him having sex. I don't know if it was on his own plane, but you know, that's funny. Anybody know who this actor is? Ray Fiennes. Famous news story about Ray Fiennes railing the actual flight attendant on a Qantas flight, which, you know, like you probably would do that.
Qantas and Cathay Pacific. Not throwing that out there.
Japan Airlines.
Japan Airlines, ANA for you, or originally Japan Airlines? Oh wow.
That's the wall, Cathay Pacific and Korea Air.
Way to go. For the flight attendants?
Sure.
So there's kits and stuff like that, you know, you can find online. So people are trying to capitalize on this notion of like, oh, like, sex in the planes. But again, we're not seeing solid numbers from the public, and that's what this aims to change. So we're going to get right into it. Is this really possible?
Yes.
Absolutely it is. This is not bullshit. You've seen people saying it is. You've seen news stories I'm showing you now. Absolutely fucking possible. I have definitely, it's not just me, like I have a lot of anecdotes and stories. If I were telling other people's tales, I can confirm for you. A lot of times I've witnessed. There was one time I can confirm a threesome that happened on a plane. It was a 747 coming from Brussels, if you're curious. So how do you pull this off? I mean, a lot of this is stuff you should already be able to put together in your head, but in case you're like, man, I wonder, if you really need us to spoon feed it to you, fine. All right, timing and social engineering. That's the hard part, right? Because having a, well, I mean, you guys, it's a HackerCon, having a willing partner might be the hard part, I guess. But assuming, you know, you have a person who has figured out they can be around you for more than 5 seconds with you naked and likes how you smell, timing and social engineering is the rest of it. The biggest thing, come on, movies, when people are sleeping at night, it is not hard to get together on a plane. People are always, oh man, what if someone sees us? I don't know, how are we gonna go around? No, people are fucking out. People are out cold. If you're really like upset and scared, you're like, I need an excuse, do the bandage thing. This actually made it in, it's a site reference in a Clooney movie called Up in the Air. This is another one of those tricks that's kind of been going around. Pretend you're injured in some way and you need assistance. Have someone escort you like, oh, I can't, my hand's all fucked up. And I need this person to help me. You know, flight attendants will let that slide sometimes. I heard a story once of someone who pretended to be like mentally handicapped and they had like a minder with them, which is just creepy. I mean, you're basically just cheating at the Special Olympics at that point. But you know, if you don't have the sack to like stealth it, well, yes, you can take the mentally handicapped persons. Of course, they put up less of a fight. But no, seriously, most of this comes down to at night, right? I mean, if you can do a domestic hop daytime, that's fucking big nut award. That's ballsy. But at night, man, it's not hard. When everyone's out, everyone thinks, oh, they're gonna see us go into the thing together. No. How many times have you been like taking notes on who's going in and out of the bathroom? And you're more touched in the head than most people on a plane. Like, no one notices. No one notices. When the plane is dark, that is your time to frolic and romp. The flight crew is really the only party that's going to notice. And the flight crew, it is possible to get around them.
Unless you're fucking them.
Unless you're fucking, well, if you're fucking them, then you're just golden, right? So dodging the flight crew. All right. Beverage service, absolutely. When they are occupied with beverages or meals, because they take even longer, as long as you and your associate are not blockaded in the aisle by the cart, once you can get past that cart, they are, you know, occupied.
Wait till the car's past.
Yes, wait till the cart's past you, so you're not, you know, stuck one way or the other way. Now, occasionally, you will get, you know, you go up to the bathroom, you look around, the galley's empty. Other flights, bigger flights, that won't happen. They actually staff someone known as a galley hag. That's actually their nickname, the person who's on shift there. Most of the time, they're fucking busy. They're doing their own thing. If you loiter around, they will start to notice you and wonder why you're standing around there. She may have noticed that I was, you know, there for too long. I don't know.
You could say, I've been in my seat too long, and I'm trying to stretch my legs so I don't get, I'm going to eat.
Yeah, I'm prone to vein problems.
I'm going to suck a dick in the bathroom.
So any kind of like loitering or funny business up in the front of the plane near the cockpit, Again, you're going to win some bonus points for me on that one because that's a little bit harder to do. I have never actually done that myself. I actually kind of, if I'm alone, I like to be upgraded to first class. If I'm with someone else, I like the leg room, but it's a lot harder to be ballsy up there because everyone in the front of the plane is like, they can see you right there. That's not to say I haven't seen something happen once. There were a bunch of people, it was nighttime, and a few people were kind of having a few too many drinks and giggling and snickering, and they were bullshitting and just, up front, their drinks are free. The lady's not even there handing them out. The people are just taking drinks. One person sat down, a few more people laughed, a little bit of whisper, a little bit of this and that. Everyone was asleep, or pretended to be asleep. I was kind of like, one eye open. Sure enough, that door got shut with more than one person inside the friggin' head lavatory right up front. And I was like, applaud, yeah, good job. Now, I don't know if the guy saw me with my little camera phone, but I'm pretty sure he might have known I wasn't fully asleep, because when he came out, he was like, that's right. That was my favorite flight in a while, actually. Never been thrown off a flight? Exactly. So the question always is, how much...
As long as you're not friends with somebody,
Yeah.
if you're just got your dick with somebody, it turns out they don't take you off the flight.
No, Al's hitting the right point now. How much does the flight crew really care? I usually make the example of the seatbelt analogy, all right? So when the seatbelt sign is on, it's not ironclad. I've really got to get that one thing I needed. Oh, I just can't hold it, and we're still circling. Like, you've seen people get up. The smart travelers who know just kind of get up and don't get in anyone's way and like, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. The travelers who don't fly a lot are the ones who bumblingly, they're like, excuse me, I really need to, can I get up? And now you put the flight attendant in a hard position. They're like, fuck, I wish you hadn't asked. The seatbelt sign is on, sir, I'm sorry. Putting them in a position to say yes or no makes them look irresponsible if they have to give you the wrong answer. They can't be like, sure, have a good time, here's some condoms. But as long as they have deniability, as long as they're not going to lose their job, you're not putting the plane at risk, you're not putting their safety or anyone else's safety at risk, the flight crew generally doesn't care. This is where people run into trouble all the time. Getting frisky when you're not in a private place, getting frisky in your own seats, or then trying to take it somewhere else, that is a recipe for scolding. That is why you see people, oh, this woman had her head in his lap, and, trying to do a dry tugger underneath the fucking thing. They're going to know. Yeah. People are like, what's going on there? Yeah. People know what's up, all right? Yeah. Take it out of the seat. Take it to the, it sounds like seedy, right? But take it to the fucking bathroom. That's what we all do.
You're on US Air, the fucking armrest doesn't go up.
Yeah.
You're like, why is your seat package so shitty?
You need that economy plus, right?
Just saying. Not that I know.
So, all right. You take it to the bathroom. And your thought is, all right, hot, we're in here, man. Let's lock that shit, lock that door. Easy, easy now. You can't just, quote, lock the door for a number of reasons. Does anybody know that the little lavatory sign on most planes lifts up? Dr. Huna knows, yes. For those of you who don't know why that is, this is why that is. If you ever notice the planes, can be occupied or not during landing, there's just a little flap right behind there that I shittily documented on my camera here. You can actually unlock and lock most lavatory doors right from the outside. So ooh, we locked the door. That's not the end-all be-all thing, that you can't just make a hoot and a holler and be laughing and be like, they'll never get us out of here, penetrative sex is fun. That said, it is still possible to frustrate people's attempts to barge in on you. If you have friends like us, it's people with an iPhone, and we're like, watch this, they're totally inside of each other. Flap, you can frustrate that situation. Very many different kinds of locks in planes. All right, so different slots. I actually tried to measure this one time and thought, all right, maybe if I can document all the slot sizes, I can create a special tool that'll wedge in there. I have come up with the great. This is like your O-Day. I'm dropping you here. This is the one awesome hack of the talk. You want fucking cool privacy on an airplane? Bring Legos. This is why. The little 1x1 thin height Lego. You get a ton of them, right? You keep them, they look like nothing. They're in your bag. You start stacking them up. You can make any size you need at all. Any airplane you want to lock, bam, there you go. Fucking. Now, I know what some people are saying, and I've also seen these little screw holes. What if I screwed a nut in there? I think that's overkill. All of this, by the way, for like the hidden journalists in the room, we are not helping, like terrorists get in there and make their liquid bombs, which weren't even real. None of this is actually, I'm not, helping out Al-Qaeda here. You can always pop the hinges off doors. If the flight crew thinks something exceedingly untoward is happening, they will just, pop the door and swing it open and expose you to the world. But this does, it's a little bit more privacy. It's a little bit more security.
But they know the difference between a terrorist and people having sex in the bathroom.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard. Unless you're with someone I've dated, it does sound different.
So the question I'm sure a lot of people are looking at, they're looking at me, man. They're like, all right, let's hold this up. Can you really fit in there? How the hell, mechanically, some people in the audience are like, I've had sex twice, and I needed a lot of space and rigging and shit. It's all a matter of positioning, all right?
You're not going to get a wicker Vietnamese spin fuck chair. It's not.
Yeah, you don't get your spin fuck chair. You got this deal. You got a seat and maybe a countertop.
There's no twist lock 223 phase outlet in there.
What kind of equipment do you use?
I did some shady people.
Let's,
You don't know what the Z job is, you can't afford it.
Exactly. It wasn't so much sex and a bunch of teens started walking down there. And people with goggles looking over the hole.
oh, Christ, I miss you guys. All right. So, all right, start basic, okay? Let's start with the easy positions. Most of the time, the most success I've had and most stories involve the guy is sitting down, or a guy is sitting down, and someone else is on top. Facing away is a little easier. If the person you're with can bend up really high, you can face together. It's a little more romantic and nice. If you got the height matching situation or the right platform shoes, you can kind of get in behind. But you can build on that, right? You can just kind of vary it up a little bit. You want to get a little fancier? You want to incorporate the countertop slightly? You can incorporate the countertop a lot, actually. Yes.
You say fucking in an airplane bathroom was romantic? Wait a minute.
On a scale of 1 to 100, 7 is greater than 4, so, it's romantic-er.
Now we know why you drove here. Sorry, Robin.
No, I have not achieved every one of these positions. By the way, hygiene-wise, so touching the lid is kind of one thing. I wouldn't touch the floor. It's a little skeevy. We're already okay with fucking in a bathroom, but there's limits to all of us, I think. If you're going to do that, throw your clothes on the ground and put your hand on them. By the way, putting your clothes somewhere, that's kind of hard. You're either hanging them from that little piece of shit hook, or you're just standing on them or something, or throwing them in the sink. Don't do this number where your elbow slips and water flows all over them, and just be mindful. It's stuff you're going to encounter. If the room, does have a big enough counter, speaking of counters, you could try to get interesting on the counter. I have never, almost the yellow one, but not really. That didn't work too well. Yeah. Keep it synced.
You can't do this on US Air. You'll get hepatitis.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm
Go to the
saying.
bathroom.
Yeah, you bring your wipes with you, Exactly.
Wipes.
Exactly. Every plane should have, where are you at? Yeah. Bang. Fucking always little wet ones. Because they're better than the one-ply orphanage toilet paper that you have. Or they're good for sanitizing the countertop before or your junk after. So remember, this is meant to be enjoyed, right? Sex is supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be aggravating. No amount of broken bones and bruises and shit is worth the story later if you're not having a good time. You should just try to do what works for you. You should have fun with people you're with. And if you want to get really crazy about shit, you know, you're going somewhere with this person, unless it's like a sky hookup. I've never pulled one of them off of you. Maybe. Okay. But if you're going somewhere with a person, you're going to be able to spread out later in a hotel room. You're going to have space. You know, just keep it sane, but, you know, keep it interesting. Just calibrate the dial somewhere in the middle. There's plenty of room to spread out if you know what you're doing, you know, in a hotel room. I have never been able to do that on a flight. But let's speak about that question. On what flights? Well, are some planes better than others? Bet your fucking ass there are. Let's go for a list. All right, Airbus A340-600 series. The plane with the most secluded bathrooms. If you are new to this and you're a little bit worried, you're like, oh, I don't know if we're going to really pull it off.
That's a great plane.
Yes.
Right there.
It's a nice plane, isn't it?
It really is. For a lot of reasons, that's a great plane.
The back of the plane, there's this little, you know, hallway thing, and if you look down, you'll see there are stairs leading down. If you've never been, if you've never seen these, it's nice. It's the restrooms are this own little area below the main deck.
With it, see what happens.
But yes. You can eat. There's like fucking 5 or 6 bathrooms down there. There's always, you know, you can get in and out. You can not worry about who's watching you. Now, because there's so many bathrooms and they're all in one place, there's usually a crowd. So again, it's timing. During the movie, during the night. But that's a great way. If you want to get in there with someone and you're like, all right, I don't know if we're going to make this work, fly the A340-600 series. Bathroom's not bad. Don't moan louder than the other couples, yes. Right, your locks have to be just better than your neighbors, right? So your sex just has to be just not as loud as the other people there. Right. Yeah. It's a nice bathroom that's got a nice big counter. You can do some counter moves in this plane. It's not, you know, this is me with my back to the door, and you can see my, like, belly in the shot. So in front of the toilet's not a lot of room, but again, it's enough. So that's the A340-600 series. Here are some carriers that have that plane. Well, I'm dropping real knowledge on you on this talk. It's not all booze and penis jokes. Airbus A380, the biggest plane in the motherfucking world. So you'd think there's some room in this bitch.
No.
Well, there is if you got the baller. You know, like this is their super beyond first. You can get the spread out double bed joiner, you know, super thing. Now the interesting thing about that, if you've ever flown beyond first, and I highly recommend it. You get these awesome, like, you know, you got your own little suite, as they call them, or whatever, and yes, the seat's beautiful, and it folds out if the lady's pulling it out of the bed. But what I was shocked to find out is that on this plane, you have these little blinds that come down, but it's not like an old railway car. I love, like, old trains and stuff. The whole thing, it's got an open top, and it's just a mesh little screen. There's not really a lot of privacy in this spot. Now, that's not to say the bathroom isn't awesome in the A380, like, super front. That's where you get your 6-7 person, you know, circle jerk going on. You could have sex with a camera crew in that bathroom. But for those of us who have to go coach, you know, there is little hope for that. However, get yourself a seat right in front of row 44. There's the awesome bathrooms. Why do I like these bathrooms? Because the hallway's narrow. This is the door open on the bathroom. It blocks the hallway. So if you and another person who you're like, all right, this is going to work, right? You're standing in the middle. You each open a bathroom door. You have your own little private, like, you could take 5 minutes ushering each other by hand and curtsying and politely going into the bathroom. No one can see. And you close the door. Now, people always worry. They're like, oh, man, but then there's going to be this crowd. They fucking know. They know what's happening. They're waiting for us to come out. No. They're waiting. Someone else came out. There's like 4 bathrooms. Someone else came out. Someone else went in. Whoever was there when you went in is not there when you came out. It's very easy.
And all they're angry about is that you're taking so long and they have to kiss.
Yeah.
Unless she's a moaner.
Unless she's a moaner, yes. You gotta, you gotta give you have that, like, that rough sex where you're, like, holding someone down and, like, you know, you're almost moaning but not, and oh, yeah.
And you're drowning them in a niche or a bucket of water. Yeah, take it, bitch.
The other nice thing about the A380?
Drown in that vapor.
Jesus, man. Wow, we need to get either Al a mic or therapy. Every A380 I've ever been on has a nice little, you look nice, and then you got a toothbrush, and, that hand gesture of people. If the sound's not working, they're going to really not know what this part of the talk is about. But no, you can look fine for one another, and it's a romantic affair. So again, that is the A380. superior carriers. If you have a chance to fly with the Singers, man, Singapore Air, that's a fucking pimp ass
Korea
flight.
Air, what did I tell you?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is it any coincidence these are French airplanes?
Yeah, it's mostly Airbus that you're seeing on these. As the gentleman says, it's mostly the French carriers that are building these.
Well, don't. Of course.
The Airbus A330, for those of us who fly mostly domestic, look for the 300 series, not the 200 series. The plane with the cool, surprising bathroom. You want to look right in front of row 22. You have this bathroom, which looks more or less, on my shitty camera phone footage, like most bathrooms. But this bathroom has an extra little doozle on the wall. Not, this thing not the toilet seat cover, because sanitation went out the window when you're trying this. No, I'm talking about this weird, handle thing, and what is this fucking thing? This is basically an air wall in between two bathrooms. It's like what that thing is back there. Now, normally this is locked. Normally you can't turn from gray dot to red dot unless this little guy is flipped. But, that is basically a 3/4 inch, a 3/8 inch equilateral triangle. Make your own tool, like fab something, I don't know. If you can get that to spin, then you could flip open the air wall and turn one bathroom into like super pimptastic bathroom. You can literally there's no like, are they gonna see us? It's like, that's right. And you both go in the bathroom. And then you're like, you're in there, right? Tap, tap, freaking door open, party time, close it up, walk away. Your husband and wife don't even know what fucking happened.
Bacon, eggs, mac and cheese.
So again, that was the...
By the time you flip that thing and roll the air wall back together.
There you go. Oh, sorry, wrong knock.
A330-300 series. Go for it. A lot of domestic carriers. A lot of international carriers, too, but those of us who, like, I'm in Philly, I'm on US Air a lot, even though I switched to United. I'm still on a lot of US Air metal. You wind up on A330s a lot. Embraer 145. No. You pull that off, you win the Sky Sex Olympics. Yeah. Small planes, like, you can't fuck her in a fucker is kind of what we say. Bathrooms are still sizable, but that you start getting cramped.
Room in that plane to blow a skinny hippie.
Exactly. So, some of you, I hope I've convinced, some of you are going to try this. Even if I might believe you, no one's going to check your math later. Are you going to try this? Who's going to try this? All right, that's more hands than we had at first. Good. Mostly hands in the back where people can't see them raising them. But if you're still a little scared, there are even easier options. Oh, wow, jumped ahead. There are private carriers whose whole shtick is like, let's help couples join the Mile High Club. There are, Flamingo Air, that's less than the cost of 2 regular tickets. You can have your own, it's like an hour in the sky. CSC has a nicer plane, the Chicagoland Skydiving Club. It's got a proper bed. The little Flamingo Air, it's basically kind of 2 jump seats that push together, and, the pilot, the whole shtick is like the pilot takes you up, says, have a good time, puts on the headphones for an hour, and doesn't know what's happening. The Skyland one, they really have like a champagne. It's a whole package. That's why you're dropping a stack of society on that one. But again, it's not a bad deal. If you just want the story, if you just are the person whose life is so desperately like, I need to be a member of every little thing, and I'm a fucking go for it. It's not that hard. Question? Do they have sanitization on the flight? I think that they actually, like the CSC one's really nice. I've never been on it, but you can look at the site. They're clearly trying to appeal.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Have you been on an airline?
Bring your own.
Right.
If you want to be part of the sky sex, airport sex culture, but not in the sky for whatever fucking, lounges. I've had sex in lounges. Don't pull like, the Larry Craig thing, like he had some trouble with sex in lounges.
Hartsfield. I have a horrible story to tell you about Hartsfield.
What's the story?
I was accosted by a Mexican covered in shaving cream.
I thought you were going to say shame.
He was going to give me a hand job. I almost did it.
With the shaving cream.
Yeah.
Because doesn't that burn if it gets in the
That's
hole?
what I thought. That's why I said no.
Damn. That story gets a drink. You want
That
a
was
drink?
pretty much the only reason. Because I was like,
Do you want another cocktail? All right, you got one. All right. See, people's stories get you. Hey, you had the hand up early. Tell me your story, and you get a cocktail.
You missed my favorite plane.
What's that?
Upper deck 747.
Upper deck. I've never been on the upper deck of a 747.
Oh,
That's where I got my card.
Nice, man. Nice. Let's get a glass for him. Any more green copper glasses? There you go. Pass this back to Gakahuna. Quick. All right. Story up here.
It's also very helpful
Yeah.
to have friends who are pilots.
Have friends who are pilots. Then you're not even dropping the $1,000, right?
Right.
Do you have friends who are pilots? Have you made use of your friends who are pilots? Give him a fucking scotch. Nice. So if you build up your status, you'll be interested to know what kind of pimped out lounges there are, mostly overseas. Our lounges here, you get the dry crowd, you get the Milano cookies if you're special, and the little nut mix in the thing, and maybe some free shitty beer. No, there are nice lounges overseas.
You have status in China or Korea or
Yeah.
they fucking
Nine
suck
in
your
London, Heathrow.
Yeah, LHR if you're staying in the Western world or any fucking Asian airport. Narita, fucking Korea,
Yeah,
like
that's
Seoul,
great.
Jesus, man.
Which lounge were you in Narita?
Oh god, it was the one that has a full sushi bar and you could have just there was waiter service for food.
Was it the JL?
It was a Star Alliance, so it was ANA's lounge.
Star Alliance is a great lounge.
Yeah. Yeah. Or God, dude, go to Kongi, go to Singapore. They have a fucking zoo in their airport, and it's gorgeous. The butterfly, housing. Oh my God. And there's showers with individual cubicles, and your little all wood it's nice. Yeah. If you don't have status, there are these little airport suites. There's Philly and Atlanta. They have these minute suites. You can rent them, and there's a little couch and a bed. At that point, I really hope you're flying and not just hey, honey, let's go to the airport for some loving this weekend.
Most airlines also let you buy a day pass to whatever their club is.
Mhm.
So if it's US Air or American Air, if it sucks, then you get a day pass to the Admiralty Club or whatever. And then that might be shitty in the US, but if it's a day pass and you get to go to their club in Narita
Yeah.
or wherever it is, then you're getting access.
Yeah, check out lounges. In general, if you guys, it depends how much you get to fly. For some of us, we're just all right, I've seen this airport. But if you don't get to travel a lot, because a lot of you guys, your jobs don't take you places. We all bitch about our jobs, we gotta fly all the time. But we kind of love it, right? We get to see weird places in the world. If you have that one opportunity from some submit a paper to Hack in the Box. You're not going to get to Malaysia on one bounce. Book your flight with a long layover wherever you're going to be, a 23-hour layover. Fucking land in Beijing. Take a train. You got a passport issue on that one, but book a train. Go through Seoul or Narita. Take a train to the city. Hang out, or just stay in the airport for 4 or 5 hours. Airports overseas are fucking beautiful.
The Star Alliance does a one world around the world
Yeah.
tour where it's basically the price of halfway around the world, but it's a full 5,000
Mhm.
miles. And the only provision is I think you have to stay in 2 countries. So if you do layover in Sydney or Japan, then it counts. And as long as you come back to the UK or anywhere.
Yeah. Ask us during the Q. Ask us about these crazy packages that most people don't know.
It's cheap. It's $1,000, $2,000. Because the 2-day layover in different countries is pretty crazy.
Question in the back. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm. Yeah, write it off. The gentleman says, write it off as a business expense. I have had such negative income for years because I just write everything off. And, Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. The gentleman say take red eyes, even domestically, for not a lot of coin. You can get your dark time on the plane with you and your significant other. Yeah. Yeah, man. So, again, if all of this is still got you feeling dodgy, and now we're talking about crazy plan, fuck it, just there's other options. Join the Mile Long Club. And we like to think it represents one thing. It does not. It is, it's sex on a train.
Yeah,
Maybe you got more people here. Hackers love trains. Who loves trains? Who's fucked on a train? More hands. Very good. You got a lot more room on a train, boy. You have space. Even if you don't want to take it in the grody bathroom, you can get nice full double bed compartments on a train.
Acela,
Yeah.
New York and Boston, it is not easy to fuck on that thing.
Not easy because it's too short. New York to Boston,
Exactly.
You got
like 11 minutes.
Exactly. Shit, man. Yeah, go out west where Amtrak is dying and doesn't understand what their business model is. Get one. There was literally enough room to run a train on someone in that fucking cubicle. That's my one pun of the fucking evening. Ha ha ha, yeah, train sex, etc. So yeah, it's like basically there's some. I love coming to CarolinaCon because there's a lot of young, fresh faces that show up. Most of us old, broken down fucks, we're just looking for a new place to bone. You're like, hey, let's go on vacation. Why do old people get so excited about vacation? Because it's sex in a new bed. It's just you got to keep it interesting. I know, man. It's all just fun. Just have fucking fun somewhere new. I've tried to keep my life really interesting by trying all this and more. Where do you go from here? I mean, quite frankly, I want to try zero gravity. I really want to have some weightless sex sometime before I die. And there's really only a couple ways to go about this. I don't think I'm getting tapped for a shuttle mission anytime soon. Now that the orbiter is not even anymore. There is the vomit comet, if you do some parabolic flights and shit. Now, interestingly enough, we have had an astronaut couple who was married. They were on the same mission, and part of me needs to believe that this has happened.
And in fact, they talk about science. It's like an unsaid thing.
Yeah.
They don't talk about sex on the shuttle missions and whatnot, but we all know.
We hope.
It's gotta happen.
Well, they actually got divorced 7 years after their mission came down. So how do you top that? I guess that means they did. Because 7 years later, you're never gonna fucking beat it. Sex on the moon, maybe, but we're not going back there anytime soon. So that's it.
We've only gone.
That's what I can call docking problems.
We've had our docking joke of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. And as far as the zero-G flights, by the way, Opie, when he shot Apollo 13, he's not the only one to allegedly have used parabolic flight with cameras. The rumor in the industry is that at least one adult film called The Uranus Experiment Part 2 did feature footage shot in a parabolic flight. Now, I've watched this film a couple times, and it's hard because it's an awful, awful movie. I think I have it downloaded if you want to try to view it. It's a lot of the camera doing this, and people are pretending. There's allegedly footage. Now, what are you showing me footage? Did you already Google it? Oh, it's what?
Wouldn't one ticket on the Vomit Comet be 10 times the budget of 10 different porno?
That's a good question, right? So one ticket on the Vomit Comet is what, 10 grand? And if you're buying out the whole plane, I don't know. I mean, Sylvia Saint's in it, and she's Eastern European, so maybe they shot it in Russia. She's allegedly the one who did that number, which I want to believe Sylvia Saint's been fucking railed at 30,000, 30 miles or whatever the hell it is.
We're doing this for Russia.
Yes.
Other Russia rain down.
But in general, if any of you all have a NASA hookup, you stop working there. It sucks. If you can make it happen, I've got some plans for, I don't want to see my own jizz floating like this, but if I can do that before I die, I will die with a smile.
Russians, we have to be the first country to DP in space.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. All right. This was the talk we never thought we were going to see, and it was just kind of thrown together. So I hope you had fun. If we're going to take some questions and stories, that's awesome. But thank you for letting me come here. Can I ice it up?